I am just coming off of the best sales week of my life, and I cannot wait to share it with you. Stay tuned.
Won't nobody love you the way they should. Won't nobody check up on you, make sure you're good. Won't nobody check those body buttons for your neck.
Hi everyone, my name is Becky Park, and I am a part-time reseller on reselling platforms like Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, and Facebook Marketplace. And on my channel, I like to share with you all of my best tips on how to grow your reselling business. And today's video is going to be a what sold video, which means I'm going to be sharing with you everything that sold for me within a week, specifically the week of October 4th through the 10th for this video. And I'm going to be sharing with you every single item that sold, how much it sold for, how much I picked it up for, how long I had to hold on to the item, all the information you need to know so that when you are out in the wild, you have a better idea of what kind of stuff is at least selling for me. Like, I can't promise that it's going to sell really well for you.
Don't make promises you can't keep.
But let me tell you that there are some amazing brands that I'm about to talk about in this video that I would go so far as to say, like, you should always pick up some of these brands. So if you enjoy reselling content like what sold videos or thrift hauls or tips and tricks videos, definitely make sure that you hit that subscribe button because I do upload at least 2 videos a week. And if you're excited to see what sold for me, please hit that like button because by doing so, it helps other people find my content as well on YouTube. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into what sold. And at the end of the video, I'm actually going to share a secret with you. I'm going to tell you a secret in terms of one thing that I've been doing to increase my sales. And it is something that I think anyone can do. You just have to find people to help you do it. So let's start off with Monday, which is October 4th. The week kind of started off somewhat slow, so I wasn't really expecting anything huge, but then it got crazy. So on Monday the 4th, the first thing to sell on Poshmark was this Free People green ribs and ruffles. That was the name of the top tunic sweater in a size small. That sold for $30, and I actually picked it up at a pop-up consignment sale that I had gone to over the summer. So there is this pop-up consignment sale that happens twice a year in my town. It's called Divine Consign, and it's actually something that happens like all around the country, I believe. So it happens here twice, and this is from the summertime that I went, and I got some good stuff, but you're going to see later in the week when I talk about my sales that there was some stuff that sold from the very last time that I went, which was a few weeks ago. That stuff was fire. Like, that stuff was... it was good. But this was from the summer one. I had $10.22 as my average cost of goods. So my profit on that sweater, once you factor in my cost of goods, once you factor in, Poshmark's 20% fees, I ended up earning $13.78, which isn't very much, but I will say that although my cost of goods was kind of high, I've already made all of the money that I invested in that consignment pop-up sale and then some. So honestly, everything at that point is pure profit. But because I always go by average cost of goods, there you have it. The next thing to sell was this J. Jill gray knit boat neck 3/4 sleeve sweater in a size medium. This was super basic and super plain, but the only reason I picked it up was because I had this really great sourcing opportunity last summer where I got to go to a local consignment store and shop in bulk. They let me fill these big black garbage bags with as much inventory as I could stuff in them, and they only charged me $50 per bag. And so my average cost of goods for all clothing pieces was basically 80 cents. So this item sold for $20. I did offer discounted shipping on it. So after shipping discounts and my cost of goods and Poshmark's fees, I made a profit of $12.74. Again, not like the most exciting sale, not the most exciting brand or even piece, but J. Jill is a consistent seller for me. I used to pass it by all the time.
No, thank you.
But if I can pick it up for under $1, you better believe that I will. And then on eBay, I sold this Land's End green sleeveless flared A-line dress in a size 8 petite. This I picked up at that same local consignment store in that big bulk buy, so I only had 80 cents into it, and it sold for $19.90. That was an offer that I sent out to watchers. It was promoted at 1% as well, and so I made a profit on that dress of $14.63. So a very modest Monday, a very modest start to the week. I made close to like $40 in profits that day, and it didn't feel like it was going to be a very special week. Then enter Tuesday, which started to get pretty exciting. So the first thing to sell on Poshmark was this vintage genuine merchandise Yankees baseball jersey in a size large. I got this in a ThredUp rescue box, a men's ThredUp rescue box, my latest one, which honestly stunk really bad. So I had about $5.24 into this item. It sold for $30, which I think was my full asking price, and it sold pretty quickly. And It said Yankees, but, I have some friends who are huge baseball fans, and they're like, that doesn't look like the Yankees that I know. So I don't really know what this was. I got 5 stars on it, got good feedback, all that kind of stuff. And I made a profit of $18.76. Not going to complain about it. This is where it gets good. So at the latest Divine Consign pop-up consignment sale that I went to, I found 3 pieces by the brand Magnolia Pearl. And I will link that haul video right here. Magnolia Pearl is, when I say a bolo brand, be on the lookout brand, this is like the definition of a bolo brand. And the reason I say that is because not only do Magnolia Pearl pieces retail for a ton of money, but there are not very many Magnolia Pearl pieces listed on reselling platforms. So when you do list a Magnolia Pearl piece, the chances of you selling that piece really quickly are very, very good, which I quickly found out when I, listed my 3 pieces. And so this first piece was a beige linen blend distressed boyfriend Henley top. I believe that the majority of Magnolia Pearl pieces are one size fits all. And not only that, this was made of, I want to say like a linen viscose blend. I literally could have just like taken it and ripped it like this. Like it was so thin. There was nothing like super substantial feeling about it. I don't know. It was a very basic piece. I was not certain that this would sell very quickly because I thought it was just too basic. And I thought I had it listed too high because I had it listed at $149.99. That sold the same evening that it was listed. Like within hours. To the point where I was like, oh my God, like did I list it too low? Like I was just shocked to my very core. So I did have them pay $6 for shipping, but Kang and Camilla over at the Fi Resellers, they brought up a really good point when I shared my sale on Instagram and my stories, and they were like, make sure that you do priority mail shipping for the item, even though it weighed like 4 ounces, but they were like, do priority mail so that there's extra insurance on that item. And not only that, but it'll get there faster. So I did pay a little bit more for shipping to send it out priority mail. I did have $14.10 into the item because that was my average cost of goods for that particular trip. I did go 2 times to that pop-up consignment sale, once on the first day that it opened when everything was regular price, which is the day that I got these 3 pieces. I was not going to leave them there for half off day on the off chance that someone would snatch them up. So that first day, my average cost of goods was $14.10, and then I did go back a few days later for their half off day. So my profit on this top was $113.23. And not only that, but it was one of my fastest flips to date. Insane. If you find this brand, you need to pick it up. The next thing to sell was over on Facebook Marketplace. This was really exciting too. So the computer teacher at my school gave me this lot of books. The book series is called Redwall. I think it's about like a medieval mouse, or like, I don't know, it's something to do with a mouse. He gave me 10 hardcover books as well as 7 paperback books. So I lotted together the 10 hardcover books. I had them listed at, I want to say $100. Within a few days, I got an offer for $80 on these books. I should mention too that they were first edition. I got an offer for $80. I happily accepted because they were given to me for free. I made a profit of $75.10. Amazing. And one thing that's really great about Facebook Marketplace that I appreciate is the fact that they do allow you to do media mail through Facebook Marketplace. They don't let you do that through Mercari, which is really frustrating because you either have to charge your buyer more than what it's actually going to cost them, or you have to, pay for shipping on your own, which is annoying. So that was really exciting to get that sale. And then the other lot of Redwall books, it was 7 paperback books. Those sold for $18. I think they were listed at like $25 or something. I took the offer of $18, and so I made a profit of $16.80, except for the fact that something happened with shipping. The buyer reached out and said, hey, the tracking is saying that these were delivered on my doorstep. They are nowhere to be found. And I was like, well, just hold up a second, because sometimes tracking will say that and they'll appear like in the next day or so. And she's like, no, like they're not here and blah, 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 blah. So she reached out to Facebook and she told them that I sent her the wrong item or a damaged item. Clearly that was not the case. So I reached out to Facebook and I said, that's not true. And I have, proof in our chat showing that she just didn't get them. It's not that I sent her the wrong thing or that they were damaged. And I saw in my account that they had refunded her from my profits for that transaction. So I reached out to them. I got a canned response. Reached out to them again and was like, hey, like your response was actually not helpful. Please help me. Another canned response. This issue is still not resolved. And not only that, but the buyer reached back out and said, hey, these showed up the next day. Of course they did, lady. I told you that that's what was going to happen. So Facebook Marketplace is, you have to really be on top of it. And like I said, I'm still chasing after them regarding this sale, so I'll keep you updated. I mean, it's only $16.80 of profit, but still, it's the principle of the matter, right? And then the next thing to sell on Facebook Marketplace was these surprise pink infant shoes. They were like these little, just like slip-on shoes, if you will. I got those for free from a friend at church. They sold for $19, and my profit on those was $15.19. And those probably took a couple months to sell. And then on Kitizen, great sale. It was the North Face purple faux fur lined jacket in a size extra small youth. This was something that my daughter wore maybe last year, 2 winters ago. I'm not sure. It was a really cute jacket. My husband worked really hard to like wash it well and get out the stains the best that he could, because when my kids wear clothes, like they wear it like until it's too small on them or until it's got too many holes or stains or whatever. But my husband is really good at getting stains out. And so this sold for $50. I did do free shipping on Kitizen. And so my profit on that item was $35.98. Moving into Wednesday, which was October 6th, the first thing to sell on Poshmark was this pair of Vionic Maris beige espadrille wedges with an ankle strap in a size 8. Those sold for $40. That was after I did kind of go back and forth a bit with the buyer. You know, we countered back and forth, but we did eventually land on $40. I had $10.90 into those. I picked them up at a local consignment store. And so after fees and my cost of goods, my profit on that pair of shoes was $21.10. And you know, that's kind of the surprising thing, is that even though we're like well into October, I'm still selling lots of shorts. I'm still selling sandals. I'm still selling lots of things that I didn't think I'd be selling right now, as well as, you know, sweaters and coats and things of that nature. But, you know, just because it's not warm weather right now doesn't mean that you shouldn't list that stuff if you have it laying around. Especially if that's all you have, go ahead and list it. Someone will buy it. And then the next thing that sold was a sweater. It was this Club Monaco ivory cable knit long sleeve sweater in a size medium. This sold for $40, which was my full asking price. I only had $1.87 into that sweater, and so my profit on it was $30.13. That's another piece that I picked up at a local consignment store, and I have been having pretty good luck with Club Monaco lately. If you didn't know, Club Monaco is actually in the same family as Ralph Lauren. It is a really great brand, super expensive. I used to have kind of a hard time moving Club Monaco pieces though, and sometimes I wouldn't get very much for them. So I don't know, the fact that I'm making a lot more on those pieces now, and the fact that those pieces are selling faster, maybe I'll continue taking chances on Club Monaco. The next thing to sell was over on Mercari. The brand was Jeep, like the car, and it was this khaki safari full zip vest in a men's extra large. This sold for $41 on Mercari. My average cost of goods at the Goodwill that I went to in Seattle, it was in a town called Redmond. My average cost of goods that trip was $15.27, like the best Goodwill I've ever been inside of. And so my profit on that vest was $20.41. My husband actually found that vest, and it's kind of sad, but like the buyer received it and he was like, this is way too small. Like, this is the smallest extra large I have ever seen. And he like took pictures of himself and like, you know, submitted them as part of the claim. I was just like, listen, like all I can do is say that they're an extra small. Like, I don't know if it's a small extra small or not. Like, I'm sorry, but Mercari does not, you know, let people return based on fit. After I said that, the return was just canceled. So I don't know if he canceled it or if Mercari canceled it, because Mercari doesn't return for fit. I did feel really bad, but also it's like, I don't want that back in my house. I don't know. Moving on to Facebook Marketplace, I sold this Lululemon gray tank top in a size 6. This sold for $18. I had $1.42 into it because I got it at the Goodwill outlet in Seattle. Not like the city of Seattle. It was the Kent location, I want to say. And that was my average cost of goods that day. So my profit was $15.43. These super basic Lululemon workout tanks, they do not fetch a lot. So I only picked it up because it was at the bins and I had hardly anything into it. And thankfully that one sold pretty quickly. I do have some basic Lululemon tanks that are just sitting in my closet and I'm ready to give them away at this point. They're leggings, they're pants, they're sweaters, jackets, all that kind of stuff. Those can still do really well. This kind of stuff though, I don't know. And then I did have a direct sale based off of a haul video that I did of some garage sale finds, and I will link that video right here. But Jocelyn picked up these two pieces. So Jocelyn, thank you so much, and I hope you love everything. She picked up this Kate Spade laptop bag. It was really cute, like a really pretty, colorful, bold pattern on it. And it was priced at the garage sale for $9.50, which I thought was kind of odd. But at first I passed it by because I was like, I don't think it's worth it. Like, just because it's Kate Spade, laptop bag, it can't be worth that much. But my gut just told me to grab it, so I did. And I didn't even check comps at the garage sale. But my friend Chiwon, who went to the garage sale with me, she checked comps on it later and she was like, oh my God, that laptop bag actually goes for a good amount. And I was like, score. I'm glad that I picked it up. And then the other item that Jocelyn picked up was this pair of Steve Madden suede knee-high boots. They were in really great shape. I feel like, just a black suede knee-high boot is such a classic thing to have in your wardrobe. And so she, reached out to me, let me know that she was interested in both of those pieces. We agreed on $80 shipped. And so I did have to pay $9.68 to get those items shipped out to her. And my average cost of goods per item, because they did come from the same garage sale, was $5.65. And so I made a profit on those items of $55.74. So Jocelyn, I hope you love those items and that you're using the laptop bag and that you are walking out in style in those boots. Thank you so much for your purchase. I really appreciate it. Moving on to Thursday, which was October 7th, the first thing to sell was this pair of Banana Republic Heritage skinny distressed jeans in a size 25. Those were jeans, I think I thrifted them and I just kept them for myself and I never wore them. So I went ahead and listed them. They sold for $15 with discounted shipping. And so I made a profit of $9.54. Those were listed for a decent amount of time. Not surprised because Banana Republic denim isn't exactly flying off the shelves. The next thing to sell was this Free People iCat maxi skirt with an elastic waist, just like a pull-on skirt in a size medium. That sold for $20 with discounted shipping. I had about $4 into that skirt. I don't really remember. Oh, no, I know where I got it. I think I got it at that pop-up consignment sale. So I made a profit of $9.54 on that. Again, sat around for a few months, but it's gone. So there you go. On eBay, I had some really interesting sales, including an amazing one. But the first thing that sold, I don't know how to say this, Nygason, PC PS3, arcade fighting game controller, USB joystick gamepad. I don't know what any of that is. I'm not really a gamer. Like, I like playing games. I don't have time to be like a bona fide gamer though. You know what I mean? So those I actually got from my neighbor. They actually just had all this stuff like laying out in their trash, stuff that they were getting rid of, and like really good stuff. So they had this, they had like chairs, they had, I don't know. And it was the same weekend that we were doing a garage sale and we were kind of like all going back and forth. They had like, scooters. I mean, like lots of really good stuff. So they were like, yeah, we have a bunch of stuff laying out just for free if people want it. So I kind of like meandered over there, saw these and I was like, well, that's kind of interesting. Look them up and realized that although there weren't very many listings and very many solds, there were some solds for like $20 to $30. So I went ahead and took them. They seemed to be in good condition. I think I had them listed for like $35. They sold for $25 with the buyer paying for shipping, and that was a global shipping program sale. So an international sale. I can't remember where exactly it went, but I didn't have to pay for the international shipping. I just had to pay to get it shipped to Kentucky. And so my profit on that item was $22.35 because I picked those up for free off the side of the road. The next thing to sell was this Nautica wool blend long pea coat in a size 44 for men. Sorry, my voice is going up. Size. It's been a long week of teaching, guys. That sold for $25 as well with the buyer paying for shipping. I only had 80 cents into it because it did come from that big bulk sale that I did with the local consignment store over a year ago. And so I made a profit of $22.77. Not too shabby. Okay, this sale was insane. This next sale was literally like, I could not believe it. So I sold another Magnolia Pearl piece. This was a Paisley Ojai Lagenlook pleated raw hem blouse. Literally made of 100% cotton. Again, just super thin. I don't really get it, but I had this sucker listed for $350. And in my head, as I'm listing it, right, I'm like, this is insane. Like, I'm a stupid person for thinking that I can get away with listing this item for so much. Like, right? But that's what the comps are saying. So I'm like, I'm just gonna try and see what happens. A couple days after this thing is listed, I am literally hauling the items from this haul from where, when I got this Magnolia Pearl piece, and this item sells while I'm filming the haul. And I'm looking at my camera on my phone. I see the notification come in and I'm like, oh my God, like what just happened? It sold for $314.99 because they did have a 10% off sale running. It did sell via promoted listings, and you better believe that I not only, again, paid up to do priority mail shipping on this, I also added insurance. So when you buy your shipping through eBay, you can, there's like 2 different options as far as purchasing extra insurance for your item. There's a third-party company, and then there's also, insurance through USPS. So I think I went through the third-party company just because it was like a little bit cheaper, and I was already, paying up to do the priority mail. But I made sure to insure the entire value of this amount, which was $314.99, just in case something happened to it. Because if there were a package to get lost or to fall out of its packaging, it would be this one. And I was not going to take that chance. So I did pay $13.09 total to get it shipped out to the buyer. I had $14.10 into it. My profit on this one item was $245.86. This is my biggest sale to date. I know there are some people out there selling things for like $1,000 or $2,000. I don't care. This is my biggest sale to date. I felt amazing and just so proud and just so excited about it. I was over the moon. It's not every day that you're able to sell something for over $300, and I'm sure it's going to be a while before that happens to me again. So you better believe that I was literally like jumping up and down and just so super psyched for that sale. So, and it got to her safely. I got positive feedback on that item. I am just constantly on the hunt for Magnolia Pearl from now on. The next thing to sell was not like as exciting, obviously, as the last one, but still a really solid sale. It was this lot of 10 long sleeve t-shirts in a size 2T or 24 months, which is basically the same thing, in play condition. And I put play condition because even though most of them were in great condition, some of them, did have maybe a couple stains or like little pinholes or whatever. And you always want to undersell, what is the phrase? I'm really bad at like those cliche type phrases. You always want to underwhelm. I don't know what the phrase is. If you know, let me know in the comments below. But oh my God, this is gonna kill me. Under something, but over. I don't know. I'm never going to get it. So anyway, I made sure that people had low expectations of these 10 items, and I feel like I over-delivered. That's the second half of it. But yeah, so these were my son's. He is no longer wearing a size 2T, 24 months. So rather than list each shirt individually, which I probably would have made more money doing it that way, they would take forever to sell that way. And it's a lot more work to have to sit there and like create listings for every single shirt and all that kind of stuff. So I tried lotting them all together. I had them listed, I want to say, for $50 for the lot of 10 shirts. I got an offer for $45. I was like, yeah, you can have them for $45. And so I made a profit of $37.66 off of shirts that my son just doesn't wear anymore. So I consider that a win. And then on Shopify, I had a sale go out to a viewer named Melissa. Melissa, thank you so much. And I hope you love, love, love this bag. She bought this Longchamp blue tote bag, just like the classic Longchamp bag. And it sold for $85 with free ship to Melissa. So my profit on that was $74.31 because that was a bag that my sister-in-law gave me to sell. That was pretty exciting. It wasn't listed for that long, and I'm really thankful that it went to a great new home. So Melissa, thank you so much. Moving on to Friday, which was October 8th. This was a good day of sales, everyone. So the first thing to sell was my first dress to kill item from the Divine Consign pop-up consignment sale. Not only did I find Magnolia Pearl for the first time, but I found this brand called Dress to Kill. It's a brand that's been on my radar. It's a very small brand. It's not sold at like big retailers. I think maybe it is sold at like small boutiques. People do trunk shows of this stuff. There's not a huge online presence for this brand, but it is a brand with a following. And it's a log and look brand, which means it has that like baggy, oversized, layered look to it. A lot of the pieces are like tie-dyed or hand-dyed. Pieces retail for like $300-$400. It's insane. And so there was actually a good amount of pieces by Dress to Kill, and I didn't know how it would do. So on that first day, I picked up a couple pieces, and then at the half-off day, I picked up a couple more. So this Dress to Kill green log and look button-up shirt in a size one size fits all, because again, just like Magnolia Pearl, it's one size fits all. It's sold for my full asking price on Poshmark of $150. I mean, again, I had $14.10 into it. I made a profit on that top of $105.90. This is another Bolo brand. If you see Dress to Kill, and I've seen a couple different labels for this, it's probably worth picking up. The next thing to sell was this Eileen Fisher amber tank cap sleeve dress made out of linen in a size extra small. This actually was a dress that I had purchased from Voyage is a Verb. I love Voyage is a Verb, and I wore it a few times, but I don't know, it just like didn't fit me the way that I had hoped it would, and it just wasn't really my style. So I just went ahead and listed it, and it sold for $35. My profit on that item was $28. The next thing to sell was in my 4 for $25 sale. I don't really do that much with my 4 for $25 sale anymore, but I have a few items lingering in there. So the item was this Lucy Gray floral racerback workout tank top in a size small. This sold for $10, and I did have 80 cents into it because it came from that local consignment store big bulk buy that I did. So my profit on that item was $6.25. And I did make that sale using Closet Clear Out because it was originally priced at $12. I reached out to the buyer and said, hey, if I drop the price to $10, Poshmark will give you discounted shipping. Would you be interested in doing that? And she was like, sure. And I'm pretty sure that's how I made the sale on that Eileen Fisher dress as well. The next thing to sell was this Chaps Ralph Lauren checkered button-down shirt in a size extra large that I also got from the pop-up consignment sale, had less than $1 into it. It sold for $20, and my profit on that item was $15.20. And I think that was a Closet Clear Out sale as well. Moving on to eBay. This was so random, but I sold a set of 5 Canon 220, 221 ink cartridges. Like the 220, 221, I think those are like the codes for the colors. So it was like black and yellow ink. It was sealed. We had a Canon printer that just didn't work very well, and we still had ink from it. So I was like, I'll just try to list it. Sold for $26.99. And so I made a profit on that ink of $23.15. It was just taking up space in my house. I always hear about people, especially eBay sellers, who sell ink and sell it for really good money. So I was excited to sell my first printer ink because now I feel like a real eBay seller. The next thing to sell was this splendid oatmeal color open front cardigan with pockets in a size small. This sold for $13. It had like a little hole in the back. It just wasn't that amazing. Splendid is not really that great of a brand to resell anymore just because it's sold at Costco now. And even before that, I don't know. It retails for a lot, but so that item I got at the local consignment store as part of the big bulk buy. So 80 cents was my cost of goods. I made a profit of $9.65. And then on this day, my third and final Magnolia Pearl piece sold. It was this ribbed origami wrap blouse. It was distressed, and I put Log and Look in the title as well. It sold for $134.99. I was running, I think, a 10% off sale that day. It was promoted at 1%. Again, I paid for priority mail shipping. I had $14.10 into that top. I made a profit of $97.88. I purchased 3 Magnolia Pearl pieces. I listed them all on Tuesday, the 5th, and by Friday they were all gone. If you find Magnolia Pearl, call me and I will buy it off of you. No, you should. You should pick it up. Even if you have to pay like $50 for it, I feel like you will make at least a $50 profit. Like, it boggles the mind. It is an amazing brand. The next thing to sell was over on Mercari, and it was this pair of Dickies men's denim bib overalls in a size 36 by 32. Those sold for $25. My cost of goods was $1.92. I believe I got them at the bins. Where? In Seattle, maybe? I don't remember. And so I got a profit of $21.47 on those. I love selling overalls. I feel like overalls are just generally one of those things that there's not too many listed of. So when you list overalls, I feel like there's a pretty high probability that you'll sell them pretty quickly. And then on Facebook Marketplace, I had a local sale. We sold this like train table that we used to have in our house. You know, it's got like train tracks painted onto it or something. I don't know. But my kids didn't really play with it that much, so I tried to sell it at our garage sale. It didn't sell there, so I listed it on Facebook Marketplace, and someone offered me $10 for it because she was starting a daycare center, and I was like, fine. It's just literally taking up space in our garage, and I almost hit it every time I park my car, so please take it out of my garage. And my kids, you know, upgraded to this like Lego table. It's a lot bigger, and you can like store Legos in there and stuff, so I was happy to get rid of that. Moving on to Saturday, which was October 9th, I had one Poshmark sale, and it was this new with tags Lulu's brown polka dot sweater dress in a size small. That sold for $30. I got that at a Goodwill in the Chicagoland area for $4.99, and so my profit on that item was $19.01. Lulu's, I don't know. I feel like I got to stop picking it up. It takes forever to sell, and I don't know. I feel like no one wants it. So for me personally, I feel like unless it's really special or unless it's like one of their bridesmaids dresses, because I think that's what does really well is their bridesmaid stuff, I feel like I'm going to leave it behind from now on. And then over on eBay, I sold this pair of new with tags Crocs midi sport flip-flop sandals. They were in a relaxed fit, men's size 9 or women's size 11. They sold for $34.99, which was my full asking price. They'd only been listed for a few days. I had an average cost of goods that day of garage sailing of $2.89. So my profit on that item was $28.96. I cannot tell you how many Crocs I've passed up in my lifetime because I didn't think that they were worth it. I didn't think that people actually wore Crocs, but oh my God, the entire world wears Crocs. Like half of my students wear Crocs to school every single day. I get it. Crocs are here to stay, and I am not ashamed to admit that I own a pair myself as well. They're like these slides. They're really ugly, but so comfortable. The next thing to sell was by the brand, and I'm going to butcher the name, L'Artiste? Spring Step Erminia, that was the style name, and they were these leather ankle-heeled side zip boots with like, I don't know, like almost like a tie-dye effect, which is kind of weird to think about on leather, but just like a lot of variance in color. They were in a size European 40. They sold for $44.90, which was an offer that I sent out. Buyer paid for shipping. I had $8.20 into those from the Summer Divine consigned sale. So I've had those for a few months now. And so my profit on those was $25.56. Next, I sold this Chico's gold metallic open front cardigan in a size 1. That sold for $15.90 via offers to watchers. I had the buyer pay for shipping. I had less than $1 into it because it did come from that consignment store, the big bulk buy. I tried sending that into ThreadUp first. ThreadUp accepted it, but they weren't able to sell it on my behalf. And so it got sent back to me, and I made a profit of $12.96, which is honestly more than I would have made through ThreadUp. The next thing to sell was this new without tags Aritzia Sunday Best blue wrap shirt crop top in a size extra, extra small. This finally sold after being listed for years, like over 2 years, I want to say. It sold for $24.99, which was my full asking price, but this sucker has been relisted and just all the things, like so many times. It was promoted at 1%. Buyer paid for shipping. I picked this up, I don't even know where or when, but I'm saying that my cost of goods was under $1. I don't know why. That's probably wrong, but my profit on that was $20.77. The next thing to sell was over on Mercari, and it was this express gray V-neck batwing sweater in a size small. This batwing silhouette does so well. People are crazy about it. Like, people are not crazy about the brand Express, but my God, this sweater got so much attention everywhere and like a decent number of lowball offers really fast. But it finally sold in Mercari for $21. I had $1.87 into it because I picked it up at a local consignment store. And so my profit on that item was $16.12. I did have a direct sale. This went out to a viewer named Angela who saw me haul this in one of my videos. So Angela, thank you so much. It was the Soft Surroundings blue blue faux wrap dress. This sold for $28 shipped, and Angela even sent me a really cute picture of her wearing the dress, and she was like, it fits perfectly, and I was like, yay! I did have $14.10 into that dress because I got it on that first, Divine Consign day, and so my profit on it was only $8.18, but that's okay because I'm just happy that it went to a new home. It was a fast flip, and honestly, even though my cost of goods was $14.10, I've already made back all the money that I spent at Divine Consign, and I went twice, and I probably spent like $550 between the two trips, just between the Magnolia Pearl and Dress to Kill pieces that have sold. I've already covered, the amount that I've spent on inventory from those two trips. And so everything else at this point is pure profit. I'm still going to, track it as my average cost of goods of $14.10. But my God, it was a good pop-up sale. Finally, we're talking about Sunday, which was October 10th. I had 2 Poshmark sales, and the first one was just an outright sale, I believe. It was this pair of new with tags Charter Club Cambridge Slim Tuxedo Striped jeans in a size 12P. Charter Club, I believe, is a Macy's house brand, and I got these again, over 2 years ago from a wholesale company called Via Trading. They sent me a box for me to try out. So my cost of goods was free of like Macy's pulls and returns. And so I got a ton of stuff by Charter Club. I am still sitting on some of it, as you can tell, although most of it has sold at this point, or I, sent it into ThreadUp and they sold it for me. But these jeans sold while I was sleeping for $20, and so my profit on those was $16. Charter Club is not a brand that I'm excited about, not something that I'm picking up to resell when I'm thrifting and whatnot, but it was given to me for free. I'm going to list it, and I'm going to make $16 off of it. The next thing to sell was this Gymboree red plaid button-up shirt in a size 2T that sold for $12. I think someone sent me an offer, and it was something that my son wore, and so I made a profit of $9.05 off of that. And then on eBay, I sold this Gap white mock neck chunky knit sweater in a size medium. This was another thing that got a lot of attention right away. I sold it for $14. I honestly probably could have waited around, but given that it was the first offer that came in on eBay that day, I was like, I'm just going to accept it and hope that more offers roll in. And so after the buyer paid for shipping and my cost of goods, which was only $1.87 because I got it at a local consignment sale during like a pretty good sale that they were running, I made a profit of $8.78 on that. However, my next eBay sale was amazing, and I like to think that that Gap sale had something to do with it. It was this Peruvian Connection alpaca and silk blend open cardigan sweater in a size large. This baby sold for $100. They paid for shipping. I had $8.17 into it. I bought it again at a local consignment store. If you guys haven't figured this out yet, consignment stores are my favorite place to source right now. I used to love going to Goodwill and whatnot, but Goodwill and other thrift stores, you're really sifting through a lot to find anything that's sellable. Whereas at consignment stores, you're not having to flip so much to find things that are, worth your time and energy when it comes to listing. And my consignment stores have really, really good sales. And I oftentimes am able to pick up pieces for better prices than I would at Goodwill. So, the majority of the stuff that I'm talking about in today's video have come from consignment stores, and there's a reason for that. So I had $8.17 as my average cost of goods for this consignment sale day, for this consignment sale haul. And I did get a few lowball offers on this item, but I held my ground. I think I had it listed for like $125. I got an offer of $100. I accepted. I was so happy, and I made a profit of $77.09. Peruvian Connection is another really, really great brand to be on the lookout for, specifically their wool pieces. This, again, was alpaca and silk. I have sold pieces that are just like 100% cotton, and they do okay, but obviously they're not going to be worth as much as their wool, alpaca, silk, those kinds of pieces. The last thing to sell on this Sunday was over on Mercari, and it was this jacket from Colombia. It was this pink full zip mock neck puffer jacket in a size extra large. It sold for $32. I only had $1.87 into it from a local consignment store. But when I went to ship it, I noticed that there were quite a few flaws on it. And when I checked my description, I had listed it as excellent used condition, which it clearly was not. So I reached out to the buyer and I said, hey, I'm so sorry. I pulled this to ship it. There are all these flaws. I can cancel the transaction if you want, obviously. I can send something else in its place if you want. You know, you can look through all the stuff that I have listed on Mercari, or I can send you money as like a partial refund. And she was like, yeah, let's just do that. So I sent her $10 with the jacket because like it was a good amount of wear. It was a lot of like staining on the sleeves, stuff like that. And she was like, you know, this is my very first time shopping on Mercari. And I was like, oh my God, I've ruined online like resale shopping for her. But she was like, so thank you for making this a positive experience and being honest with me. And I was like, oh my God, like you're welcome. But I felt so bad. And she left me such a really sweet review on Mercari as well. But I do need to do a better job of inspecting things before I, you know, list them. And sometimes I just miss stuff when I'm photographing. I don't know if you ever do, but sometimes I'm just going so fast. I'm not really looking over each item that carefully. So let's talk about my numbers. On Poshmark, I sold 14 items, and that was for a gross sales amount of $472. Once you factor in discounted shipping, which I did offer on quite a few of the pieces from this week, as well as their 20% fees, that total drops to $368.72. My cost of goods on those 14 items was $53.72. And so my profit, my net profit, the amount that made its way into my bank account was $315. That's not bad for Poshmark. I feel like it's somewhat average for me. Sometimes they do better, sometimes they do worse. But the platform that really performed for me was eBay, because every single one of my Magnolia Pearl pieces sold on eBay, and I had a few other big sales on eBay as well. So on eBay, I sold 15 items for a gross sales amount of $989.64. That has never happened to me before on eBay. I was ecstatic. That total dropped to $831.73 once you factor in shipping and eBay's fees. I had $67.43 as my cost of goods for those 15 items. And so my net profit from eBay was $764.30. Amazing. On Mercari, I had 4 sales for a gross sales amount of $119. Once you factor in Mercari's fees and, you know, me sending that $10 to that buyer, that total drops to $102.44. The cost of goods for those 4 items came out to $20.93. And so my net profit from Mercari was $81.51. I had 5 sales on Facebook Marketplace, which is a lot for me, and my gross sales amount was $145. Thank you, Redwall Books. So my profit, once you factor in Facebook's really, really small fees, was $123.94. My cost of goods for those 5 items was 80 cents because everything else I had gotten for free, or it was stuff that, you know, I just had at my house. So my net profit from Facebook Marketplace was $123.14. On Kitizen, I had 1 sale for a gross sales amount of $50. Once you factor in shipping and Kitizen's fees, that total drops to $35.98. $0 as my cost of goods because, you know, that jacket belonged to my daughter. And so my net profit was $35.98. I had 1 Shopify sale for $85 as my gross sales. Once you factor in Shopify's fees and shipping, that total drops to $84.31. Again, $0 as my cost of goods. And so I made a net profit of $74.31. I had 3 direct sales, and that was for a profit of $108. Once you factor in shipping, which I paid for, and, you know, if they paid by PayPal, there are like really small PayPal fees, that total drops to $89.32. My cost of goods for those 3 items was $25.40, and so my net profit was $63.92. So in total, I sold 42 items for a gross sales amount of $1,968.64. Once you factor in shipping and fees, that total drops to $1,626.44. My cost of goods for those 42 items was $168.28. And so my net profit, the amount that made its way into my bank account, was $1,458.16. You guys, my goal, I think it was like over the summer, I remember sharing how I just really wanted to have a week where I made $1,000 in net profit. And I never had until this week. And it wasn't $1,000, it was $1,400. And it was all thanks to Magnolia Pearl. Magnolia Pearl and Redwall and Peruvian Connection and Dress to Kill. Like, it was just a really great week. And obviously that comes with the territory of listing such high priced items, but it also comes with the territory of just listing a crap ton of listings. And here's where I'll share my secret with you. I have a couple friends who are interested in coming on board with me with my reselling business. We don't really know what that means yet. We're still figuring it out. But one thing that we decided was that they should learn how to list. So they've been listing for me. They've been listing into List Perfectly and then pushing out all those listings, onto my various reselling platforms. And what that's done is it's freed up that time that I would normally spend listing for me to do things like photograph and just kind of like, I'm looking at a huge pile of inventory right now, but to like put my inventory away and like spend more time with my family and just kind of breathe. And they're kind of learning the ropes of reselling to figure out if this is something that they want to do alongside me. We are figuring out what like payment and all that kind of stuff is going to look like, but I'm growing over here. If you were wondering, the two people that have joined me are my friend G1, who I talk about all the time on this channel, and my sister-in-law, Tina. So it has been so fun doing this alongside them. Like every time, a huge sale happens, like this week, like we were just in our group chat going crazy over Magnolia Pearl and just the huge sales. And it's really fun to do this alongside other people because it's just nice not to do it alone, and to have other people who understand it and are excited about it with you. So that's my big secret. I have taught other people how to list and am now paying them to do that for me. It is a hard thing to teach people, I realized. It is not something that comes intuitively. And it's also something that if you want it to be done well, I think you have to pay people well to do it, right? So I don't have all the answers yet in regards to where this is going, what this is going to look like. I don't know, but I am excited if it means that there are more weeks like this where we're making over $1,400 of profit. I think that means we're doing something right. Again, I don't think that finding 3 Magnolia Pearl pieces hurt, but I think also just being so consistent with our listing and all that kind of stuff really helped too. So that is how my sales week went. It was amazing. And mainly, again, because of my friends Tina and G1. This is a way that I'm pivoting and completely transforming my business. And I'm really excited to see where we go from here. I'd love to hear about your reselling business if you're growing, and if so, what that looks like for you. That's the really cool thing about reselling is that everyone's doing it differently and everyone's idea of growth looks different from everyone else's. And so I'm always curious to hear what you guys are doing and what innovations you're putting into place. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, do me a huge favor, hit that like button because it does alert YouTube that this is a video worth watching and that they should be recommending it to other people. If you feel like you learned anything or if you enjoyed this video, definitely feel free to share it on your own social media platforms as well, because again, that's another way that you can help both myself and my channel to grow. But as always, I am just so thankful for all of you that you would even take any time out of your life to sit down with me and watch a video of mine. I really appreciate it. You could be doing anything else right now, but instead you chose to hang out with me. So thank you so much. I will catch you all in the next video. Bye.